The motel room was supposed to be a quick stop, a place to make a phone call, a place to calm down. Instead, room 352 at the Hacienda Motel would become the final scene in the life of one of the most famous voices in America. This is the death of Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke wasn't just a singer, he was a cultural force. By 1964, his voice had already reshaped soul music, crossing racial lines at a time when that was dangerous to do. He was successful, wealthy, outspoken, and increasingly vocal about civil rights. Then in the early hours of December 11th, he was dead, shot inside a cheap Los Angeles motel room. The official story would be ruled justifiable homicide. But almost from the moment his body hit the floor, people began asking questions that have never fully gone away. That night, Sam Cooke had been out in Hollywood with friends. At some point, he left with a young woman named Elisa Boyer, a 22-year-old who said she met Cooke earlier that evening. According to Boyer, Cooke had been drinking heavily and seemed disoriented. Instead of going to his own home or a well-known hotel, Cooke drove to the Hacienda Motel, a low-budget place on South Figueroa Street. He checked in under a false name and paid cash. That decision alone would later fuel suspicion. What happened next depends entirely on who you believe. Elisa Boyer claimed that once inside the room, Cooke became aggressive. She said she feared for her safety, grabbed her clothes, and ran from the room while Cooke was in the bathroom. She fled the motel, leaving behind most of her belongings, including her purse. Moments later, Sam Cooke stormed out of room 352, wearing only a sport coat and one shoe. He was shouting, demanding to know where the woman was, and accusing someone of kidnapping. That's when he encountered Bertha Franklin, the motel's night manager. Bertha Franklin later told police that Cooke burst into her office in a rage, yelling and pounding on the counter. She said she felt threatened, ran into the back room, and retrieved a handgun. According to Franklin, Cooke continued advancing toward her, and she fired a single shot into his chest. Sam Cooke was pronounced dead shortly after. He was 33 years old. Police quickly accepted Franklin's account. There were no charges. The coroner ruled the shooting a justifiable homicide, but the details didn't sit right with many people, especially those who knew Sam Cooke. Friends and family questioned why Cooke would go to a seedy motel when he owned a home nearby. They questioned why he was barefoot, why he used a fake name, and why no one else in the motel reported hearing a violent struggle before the gunshot. Then there was the condition of Cooke's body. The autopsy revealed not just a gunshot wound, but severe injuries, bruises, cuts, and signs of a beating. Bertha Franklin claimed she struck Cooke with a broomstick after shooting him, but critics argued the injuries looked far more extensive than that explanation allowed. Elisa Boyer's credibility also came under scrutiny. She would later be arrested multiple times for prostitution and theft-related crimes, including convictions involving men she met socially. Some believed she may have planned to rob Cooke that night. Others believed she was telling the truth and narrowly escaped something worse. There was also the racial climate of 1960s Los Angeles to consider. Sam Cooke was a powerful black man with money, influence, and a growing political voice. Some believed the case was rushed to closure because the victim didn't fit the image authorities wanted to protect. Despite the doubts, the investigation never reopened. No charges were filed. The motel was eventually demolished. Room 352 ceased to exist. Sam Cooke was buried days later. At his funeral, thousands gathered to mourn him. Among them were artists, activists, and friends who believed the world had lost more than a singer. It had lost a leader. Just weeks before his death, Cooke had recorded "A Change Is Gonna Come." The song would become an anthem for the civil rights movement, released after he was gone. Today, the murder of Sam Cooke remains officially solved, but emotionally unresolved. Was it truly a tragic misunderstanding inside a motel office? Was it a robbery gone wrong? Or was the truth buried along with the man whose voice changed music forever? Whatever really happened inside that motel room, one thing is certain. Sam Cooke walked into the Hacienda Motel alive and never walked out.